Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you planning to take the teaching reading test? This is test number 5206. Praxis 5206 is a multi-subject exam. This worked solution set covers the subtopic of phonics and decoding. Let's review some of the types of questions you may encounter on the exam. Let's jump right in. Problem number 1. If a teacher is working on decoding skills with their students, they might ask the students to focus on learning the definitions of words, express themselves articulately, break up terms into smaller parts, then put them back together, or focus on conveying meaning when reading aloud. Let's go through them. From the top, while vocabulary development is important, learning definitions is more about comprehension and vocabulary acquisition than decoding. Decoding skills are focused on how to read words, not necessarily understanding their meaning. So we can eliminate that. Articulate expression is related to language fluency and speaking skills, which, although important, do not directly address the mechanical skills involved in decoding text. So we can eliminate this as well. Jumping to the bottom. Focus on conveying meaning when reading aloud. This option ties into reading comprehension and fluency, where the emphasis is on understanding and effectively communicating the meaning of the text. While important, this skill set is distinct from decoding, which is more about the technical ability to recognize and pronounce words. So we can eliminate that answer. Finally, break up terms into smaller parts, then put them back together. If a teacher is working on decoding skills with their students, the most appropriate activity would be to break up terms into smaller parts, then put them back together. Decoding is fundamentally about identifying the sounds that letters and groups of letters represent and synthesizing them into whole words. This process often involves segmenting words into phonemes, syllables, or onset and rhyme, and then blending them back together. This technique directly supports the development of decoding skills by helping students understand how different letters and sounds combine to form words. Therefore, breaking words into smaller parts and then reassembling them is the most directly relevant activity to enhance decoding skills. And that is the correct answer. Problem number 2. An elementary school teacher is teaching her students to read by using the synthetic phonics method. Which of the following strategies is a method used in synthetic phonics? The students learn the individual sounds of the word cat, then blend them together to pronounce the one-syllable word. The students are given the word dog and are asked to make a list of rhyming words. The students are asked to listen to the sounds of a word that is read aloud and spell out what they hear, or the students discuss the letter sounds in a word and how they differ from other letter sounds. Let's start there. This strategy involves phonological analysis, which is important in phonics education, but it does not directly engage students in the synthetic process of blending sounds to form words. So we can cross that out. Next, the students are asked to listen to the sounds of a word. This strategy is more closely aligned with auditory discrimination and spelling rather than the core synthetic phonics approach. So we can eliminate that as well. Next, the students are given the word dog to rhyme. While this activity helps with phonemic awareness and can support phonics by focusing on sound similarities, it does not involve the synthetic phonics technique of decoding new words through blending sounds. So we can cross that out as well. So now we have our final answer. In the context of using synthetic phonics method to teach reading, the strategy that aligns with this method is the students learn the individual sounds in the word cat, then blend them together to pronounce the one-syllable word. This activity exemplifies the synthetic phonics approach, where students are taught to first recognize the individual phonemes in a word, such as k, a, t for cat, and then blend these sounds together to form the entire word. This method focuses on teaching reading by building up from the smallest units of sound to entire words, enabling students to decode unfamiliar words using their knowledge of phoneme sounds. Thus, learning, blending, and individual sounds to read words is the core of the synthetic phonics method, making it the most appropriate strategy for this teaching approach. Problem number 3. Young learners need to develop a sense of the sounds and how they connect to the letters in English as they develop early literacy skills. Understanding the relationships between sounds and letters is a sign that a learner has developed which of the following: orthographic skills, morphological awareness, phonological awareness, or pragmatics. Let's start with pragmatics. This is the area of language dealing with using language effectively in social contexts, understanding implied meaning, and using language appropriately depending on the situation. So we can eliminate that. Now to orthographic skills. While these skills involve knowledge of the writing system of a language, including spelling patterns and the relationship between sounds and letters, they are more about visual processing of written words and recognition of word forms. Understanding sound-letter relationships is foundational to orthographic skills, but it is more directly related to phonological awareness. So we can cross that out. Morphological awareness. This involves understanding how various morphemes come together to form words. For example, recognizing base words and their affixes. It's a different aspect of language skills that does not directly relate to the initial stage of linking sounds with letters. So we can cross that out as well. Phonological awareness. Understanding the relationships between sounds and letters indicates that a learner has developed phonological awareness. This term specifically refers to the recognition and manipulation of sounds in spoken language. It includes a range of skills such as recognizing phonemes, rhymes, syllables, and alliteration. A key component of phonological awareness is understanding how these sounds correspond to the letters of the alphabet, which is crucial for developing reading skills. Phonological awareness enables learners to link sounds to letters, facilitating the process of decoding words when reading. And so that's the correct answer. Problem number 4. A 4th grade teacher wants their students to identify common suffixes and evaluate how they change the meaning of words. Which activity would be the most appropriate? Playing a vocabulary review game where students compete to recite the meanings of suffixes from memory. Engaging in a word sort activity where students group words based on the shared suffix and discuss how they can be used in different sentences with different contexts. Providing students with a list of words and asking them to identify the suffixes and write down their meanings, or presenting a set of flashcards with words and their definitions, including the suffixes, and having students match them correctly. Starting here at the bottom. Although this activity can be effective for reinforcing recognition and basic understanding, it does not engage students in the critical thinking or contextual application as deeply as other activities would. So we can cross that out. Next, this is a more passive form of learning, and it focuses on identification and definition rather than application and discussion, which are crucial for deeper understanding and practical language skills. So we can cross that out as well. Now to the top, playing a vocabulary review game. While this activity might reinforce memorization of suffix meanings, It lacks depth in terms of applying this knowledge to understand how suffixes modify the meanings of specific words in varied contexts. So that is not the correct answer either. So we're left with a word sort activity. The most appropriate activity for helping fourth grade students identify common suffixes and evaluate how they change the meaning of words would be engaging in a word sort activity where students group words based on the shared suffix and discuss how they can be used in different sentences with different contexts. This activity not only helps students recognize and categorize words by suffix, but also encourages them to explore and discuss the functional impact of these suffixes on word meaning. By using the words in different sentences and contexts, students actively engage with the material, which promotes deeper learning and understanding of how suffixes alter the meanings of words. This method provides a hands-on, collaborative, and contextual learning experience. So that's the correct answer. I trust I was able to clarify this subtopic of phonics and decoding for the teaching reading test so that you now have a better understanding of the types of questions you can expect to find on the exam. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel confident and prepared on exam day. Bye for now.